This is the biggest tomahawk I've ever seen in my life. So everything, including the tax, is about $1,202. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Steve from Rockstar Eater, and tonight I am out here in the city of Pasadena to check out one of the greatest fine dining restaurants in town. But I am not alone tonight because I have a special guest with me once again, Stephanie from the Dining Dolls.
Hi guys, so excited to be back on this channel. We are here at Alexander Steakhouse. This is a premier steakhouse in Los Angeles County. They specialize in the best Japanese Wagyu. They also have dry aged meats. They have all kinds of steaks. Their selection is unparalleled.
You heard Stephanie right. So if you guys are looking for one of the best exceptional steakhouses that you can find in all of Los Angeles County, then this is the video that I encourage you to stick all the way to the end of, because we're gonna go really extravagant tonight and order all the best dishes on the menu. And if you are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And plus, Stephanie, all of her social media is going to be in the video description link. You got to check her out as well. Well, shall we go in and order some of that steak?
Let's do it, Steve.
All right, I'm hungry. Let's go.
Let's go.
And like we said, one of the highest rated, best steakhouses in all of Los Angeles County. And I heard that Alexander Steakhouse was actually one of the earliest steakhouses in LA County to hold real, authentic Japanese Wagyu from Japan. So in many ways, it's groundbreaking. All right, guys, this is Jace. He's the maitre d' here at one of the best steakhouses in LA County. He's gonna give us a tour of everything awesome we can see here.
Yeah, welcome, Steve and Stephanie. We're excited to have you. So we've got a couple of different statues to let you know that we serve real certified A5 Wagyu beef. This one here is from Kobe. So we do actually have to pay a yearly fee to serve their beef. This lets you know that we do have actual Kobe beef from Japan. This one here is from Hokkaido. We call this the snow beef. We were one of the first 6 restaurants in the world to have this beef available to us in the United States here. So we're doing different expressions of dry aging. These ones are actually wrapped with beef tallow, honey, and bourbon. These are Tomahawk Chops. These ones come from Black Opal, Australia, which is in Tasmania. So these ones, I think he was dry aging for 31 days, and then we have the New York strips going for 28 to 40 days, somewhere in between there. This is some of our really exclusive, what we call unicorn whiskeys. So a unicorn whiskey would be a whiskey, anything less than 500 bottles ever made. So things like the 1972 Capradonic here, the 68 Glenrothes. Some whiskeys I've had the pleasure of being able to try working at Alexander's for so long. We have some really cool guests that like to share. So this is just a little preview of some of the cool whiskeys that we have. This is our lockers over here that we have for our whiskey club. We have a 2-year waiting list to get into the whiskey club. As you can see, there's individual locker numbers. Some people purchase, one row. Some people purchase a whole locker. So this is our beautiful bar with over 300 whiskeys, bourbons, and scotches. We have some of our food runners and expediters on the pass here. We have Chef Dane working the flat top there. Looks like he's getting ready for some goodies. We've got, looks like we have Sean pouring some wine for some guests here. Harrison at our Garmager station. The wine cellar down here. So this is just one of our wine cellars. We have 2 more upstairs as well. So this is just where you'll find a few of our selections of the 600 or so wines that we have on our list. And then this is the main dining room. So this is, very minimalist interior, Japanese influence, and beautiful view of City Hall out the back as well. We do weddings and private events out here, which are really nice.
So you're able to accommodate small groups and even fairly large groups, right?
Yeah. This room here, we can do around 30 guests, I think, in this room. And in the other room, we can do about 40. So these doors will open, and then together the 2 rooms is 70 to 100 guests. So we can certainly accommodate a large group. We've got the screens that come down for, doing your slideshow at your wedding. We've put dance floors in here. We can make it happen. Absolutely.
Nice. All right, so that is the menu. As you can see, it's not terribly big, which is a good thing. Don't have to sit here figuring out what to get. We got some of the salads right there, along with the starters, and I heard there's so many good ones. Like Stephanie told me that the Uni Toast is really good. The A5 Wagyu Aburi Nigiri is pretty good, right? That's right. And if you don't want steak for some reason, they do have the non-steak items like the fish here. And okay, so this is the steak right there. So they got the filet mignon, Kansas City strip, T-bone, porterhouse steak. And then when we go here, we got Japanese certified A5. So this is actually from Japan. They have the certificate to prove it. You see those Wagyu beef from different prefectures? Amazing. And they even have the Australian Wagyu. You see like the Tomahawk for the market price. So we're going to get one of the market price Tomahawks today from Australia, which is the thing. And then we also got some side dishes, everything from mashed potatoes to grilled asparagus, which I heard is really good. See, even more. They got bone marrow, even some of the sauces. And then if you guys want to do something like this, you could do a chef's tasting, which is kind of like their version of omakase. Wow, I recognize some of these Japanese dishes. This is so awesome. Okay, so about $180. You get all this. So as you can tell, it's not a cheap restaurant at all. So it's more for a special occasion. So this is Dane. He's a sous chef here.
How's it going, guys?
Yes, and we got some steaks here, it looks like.
Right here, we got our 56-ounce black opal tomahawk ribeye. This is Australian Wagyu, super popular. We go through a lot of these over here, and we dry age some in-house as well. And then on our right-hand side, we have a display of our A5 Wagyus. So we have our strip loin bone-in Kagoshima. That's like our large party format for our A5. And then we do a few in a 3-ounce portion for individuals or for sharing. We have our Hokkaido, Kobe, Miyazaki, which we also use on our tasting menu, Shigiomi, and Sanuki.
Look at that. So they are grilling all the meat. We got some filet mignon, as well as our big one right there, the tomahawk steak.
Well, we'll do a hard sear on the flat top grill, and then we'll move everything over to our Japanese grill. This is a Benchiton that we do with a pretty high heat. We go through a series of high heat sears and rests to really kind of bring the steak up to the desired temperature, low and slow, and really get an even cook across the meat.
If you order the tomahawk steaks, you're gonna have to wait a bit because I heard it takes up to 40 minutes. It's a really thick steak, the biggest tomahawk steak that I've ever had in my entire life. So of course I'm gonna remember this night.
First course, we're gonna do an Uni Toast, a little house-made brioche on the base. You have a short rib ragu, tongues of uni laid over the top, finished with a little sprouts for freshness. So this is going to be Mendocino uni here.
All right, folks, this is going to be our buri nigiri, topped off with our Jonah crab, as well as our Miyazaki A5, nicely torched.
We're gonna go ahead and get started because that beef is gonna take a while, but appetizers, I feel like I can just be so happy just eating the appetizers here at a steakhouse.
What?
It is decadent.
I never thought that my short ribs needed uni until now. That was mind-blowing. And that was just our first bite.
And plus the butteriness and the crispiness of the toast, right? Adds tremendous flavor all around. All right, so this one is the Wagyu aburi nigiri, which they said we should have eaten first, Stephanie.
Oh, oopsies.
I feel like I'm in a sushi restaurant now. A little bit rich, right? Smoky.
Smoky.
And I see that you didn't finish off your toast, so I'm gonna finish it off.
I'm going for the protein.
When you come to a restaurant like this, you gotta eat every single bite to get your money's worth.
You know what? I agree. Cheers to that.
We have our Hamachi Shots with Japanese yellowtail. We have a little bit of avocado mousse for creaminess, Fresno chili for spice, as well as buburaya for a nice crunch, you guys, to give it a nice little texture, as well as yuzu and prawns for the sauce.
Flavorful crunchiness going on in my mouth. Like crunchiness from everything that's in here.
But the jelly, it's really the jelly that gives it that extra element of like melt in your mouth kind of flavor bomb, right?
Yes. If there are 6 around the table, then everybody can get their shot.
Or 6 for me.
Yeah. We almost forgot about this one. This is the starter bread, you know, like the ones they give you in every steakhouse. So here, it looks like we got the manchego cheese, which is that one. And then we also have the Hokkaido milk bun, as well as the French baguette, which is down there. Don't get filled up on the bread. This is my warning to you, because we still got the steak coming out.
But it's so good.
I know.
So fluffy. And that butter, you saw that? It's crazy. All right, let's try
Okay.
Isn't that butter fantastic?
It is.
It's like sweet, it's savory, so good.
Yeah. It's like you can't go wrong with it. It's fresh made. Butter's great. Everything's good about it.
Oh, no, but you gotta try this one.
I did. It's right here.
Oh.
It's great.
I love it.
It's so creamy.
It's so creamy, all of them.
Oh, it's kind of sweet too.
That's what I'm saying, it's
Yeah.
sweet.
Almost,
Anyway.
almost like eating a pudding.
So this is the pork Cuni, which has soba noodles, tempura, quail egg, king oyster mushrooms, and pear espuma. That's that beautiful foam on the bottom.
It's been such a long time since I've had pork Cuni. I used to eat this dish quite often when I would go to Japanese izakaya restaurants in the past.
Really?
Yeah, it's just been a while though.
The fat just kind of oozes out and it melts in your mouth. Oh,
I love the sauce too. It's like a soy sauce that's kind of sweet.
it's like a braised soy sauce. It's so rich, so delicious.
But the ones that I've had in the past, I think there was a little bit more of the soy sauce broth inside of the bowl.
Oh, I see.
So I would say it looked a little bit more casual, more like a Japanese presentation
Got it.
at a traditional Japanese restaurant. So this one, I would say, is more dressed up for the ball, basically. Ooh, there it is. It's finally done.
So here we have our Tomahawk Chop. This one comes from Black Opal. This is in Southern Australia and Tasmania. So you have a 56.2 ounce Tomahawk Chop with a nice big 14 ounce bone. A little bit of roasted garlic, charred lemon. I will encourage you to try a little of the charred lemon actually squeezed on a bite of the steak. It will greatly change the flavor profile. It really is incredible how much it changes. Chef's signature sauce is a yakiniku sauce. So this translates to a grilled meat sauce. It is invented by the Koreans, but adapted by the Japanese and made famous, so it's kind of like a teriyaki adjacent sauce. This one here is a 1A. Notice I say 1A, no copyright infringement, right? So that is not A1, it is 1A. We make our own little homage to a classic steakhouse steak sauce. And then this one here is a classic peppercorn sauce. So 6 different salts from around the world to enjoy with the A5. So traditionally in Japan, they very lightly season it. They might just bring a couple salts on the side to enjoy. We have brought out a variety for you tonight. So the black salt there, a little activated charcoal to aid in digestion. Black lava salt, maybe you've had that one before. Some more unique ones, the salt d'Antibes is a mint salt. It has pieces of mint actually in the salt, and then the smoked salt, the one down on the base, it is smoked. It's got like a nice little barbecue kind of hickory vibe to it. That's my fave. I like this one too, this is cool, kankale or ganchale. That has fennel inside, so you actually will taste the fennel. You'll get a little like the anise or black licorice sort of flavor from that. And then this one here, the sal gris, just a big grain, high mineral content, you know, just a nice pop of salt. And then if you're like, you know what, I just want salt, a little pink Himalayan salt, which we all know and love. So these are Robuchon style mashed potatoes. 3 ingredients: butter, salt, potato. Pass through a chinois over and over and over until all the impurities are taken out, whipped with butter and more butter, a little bit of salt. Moving on to some more side dishes here, we have our house-made mac and cheese with handmade pastas from Domenico's Market, if you're familiar with Domenico's. So they do all of our pasta and our noodles. Nice little 3-cheese mornay there. This is our grilled broccoli with a chermoula sauce, a little bit of peanut in there as well, so just be careful if you have any allergies.
It's so primal. Like, I just want to take a bite out of it, right?
Uh-huh.
What does it taste?
Ooh, it's crispy. I think I just want that part. That is a steakhouse steak, but
Wow.
you know what? We're gonna actually try
Thank you.
this one.
Oh,
Beef taste right there. Like beef on steroids. I don't know if you guys can see, but the top is beautifully charred, it's crispy, and then the inside is juicy and tender. That's like my perfect steak right there.
I agree. And they put the perfect amount of salt. You can tell they season it all the way through. They season it from the beginning all the way to the end. That salt is just right on there. And then that Maldon flaky salt finish is perfect.
How thick is this? Is this like 1.5 inches or something? So once again, this is the biggest tomahawk steak that I've had in my whole life. It's about, what was it, 52 or 54, something like that?
Or 56.
That's right. So the last biggest one I had was about, I think 44 or 45 ounce steak in Vegas. So this one, by far the biggest. And by the way, if you guys are asking how much is this steak, it's market price. So this Australian Wagyu beef steak for the weight is about $560. It's just the way it is. You know, quality costs money.
Bone marrow done with adzuki beans, little Japanese bean, puffed beef tendon to resemble like a chicharron sort of texture, but made from beef tendon. And then a little house-made crostinis as well with our baguette.
Wow, this thing is insane. The bone marrow is like a whole bunch of fat on top of it.
So good for you. It says all the essential nutrients. So good for you.
Everything here is so good. Just be careful not to eat too quickly because you can get so excited sometimes eating so quickly.
Another thing from our tasting we thought you should just definitely try. So you've got a little red and yellow beets, citrus segments, and a pistachio vinaigrette with whipped feta cheese. I absolutely love that salad.
I think this is the only salad we've gotten so far. See, it's good. Like colorful and refreshing.
Super refreshing. It's cold. It has like a nice creamy texture from the goat cheese. The beets are so bright.
Yeah. So kind of like a little salty, a little sweet too, right?
And there's the citrus in there. So this is the Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
So Miyazaki is currently the world award-winning Wagyu. It's like the #1 Wagyu in the world. Oh.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh man. I don't think I've ever tasted a steak that was that, like, bite through so easily.
Not marble, rich, fatty, insanely good.
Yeah.
And then the actual flavor is so meaty, but it's so tender. You don't even need a knife. Like, it's wild, right?
Clouds of apple souffle, apple compote, house-made or house-spun cinnamon ice cream, topped with a little 24-karat gold. Can I start this?
Yes.
So I'm going to put an X in the top of this beautiful souffle. We'll put in our apple compote. Oof, that is hot. Don't touch this dish. I have lost all sense in my hands. And then we're going to top this with some cinnamon ice cream. And we like to actually like put it in the souffle like this, if that's okay. There we go. Beautiful. Someone gets that lucky spoon there. And then this is my favorite. So this is a pumpkin cheesecake done with a little pecan caramel and a little ice cream with the pecan caramel crumble to finish.
I hate to say it, but it's my favorite part of the meal. Any meal, if the desserts are good, it's my favorite.
Seriously? For some reason, I thought it was going to be a little hotter than this, but it's quite nice actually.
Isn't that the best texture souffle you've ever had?
It's almost like eating almost like melted marshmallow.
A cloud.
A cloud. It's cloudy.
Well, you know, you're right, because it almost is a marshmallow, because marshmallow it's meringue with gelatin. This just doesn't have gelatin in it, and it's baked. It's beautiful.
It is. See, we even got some of our coffee and tea too. You got a tea, right?
I did. Tea with milk.
Wow, that's very nice. Now I feel like I'm in a carnival or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, this is better than any carnival cotton candy I've had.
Wow, that thing is fluffy.
Okay, mine. Thank you. I
Yours?
love it.
All right, you're taking that home. That's a souvenir.
I'm taking it home.
But we got to move on to the cheesecake.
Oh, yes, cheesecake. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, you're not a cheesecake person?
I'm not a cheesecake person.
Doesn't matter, you're eating it.
Let's try it.
Ooh.
That's insane.
That's a really nice taste.
This is the best cheesecake I've ever had.
You know, it still tastes like a cheesecake, but at the same time it has like that little pumpkin flavor.
But the texture of it is really what makes it different. Usually cheesecakes, what I don't like about them is they're so dense and rich and heavy. So like for dessert after having rich food, it's too much. This is the perfect. It's perfect. It's actually
perfect.
the only cheesecake I've ever liked.
Oh,
Besides
really?
from like really specialty Basque cheesecakes. I feel like this might be one of those. So good.
Okay.
So good.
So I'm assuming you're not a Cheesecake Factory type of person?
No.
No? Okay. It's really hard to say which of them is really the best, but for sure I would recommend get one of the two steaks, or better yet, get both of them. And all of these appetizers we got, it's pretty much the popular things that are on the menu. And overall, it's great. I don't think I've been to a steakhouse quite like this one, where it kind of has like that Japanese flair to it, but this is really fine dining at its best, especially here in Pasadena. So remember that, it's Alexander Steakhouse in Pasadena, really one of the best restaurants in town. I should have come here much sooner, but I'm glad, better late than never. All right guys, so before I close out this episode, I want to give a shout out once again to Jace, who's the awesome maitre d' at Alexander Steakhouse Pasadena. So when you come to this restaurant, tell him or the staff you saw this video. They're going to take really good care of you, right Jace?
Absolutely. Yeah, come on in. We'll take great care of you. My name is Jace. You can ask for me, or anyone here will take great care of you for sure.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next food adventure.